Hey y'all, Bearder Bros Golf Show, back at it again. I am Rod.
And I am Marcus.
Okay, so we have like a 5 day, 5 second delay, it feels like. So be patient with us today. We'll get in here, get this thing knocked out, get y'all a high quality show, but a little bit of a delay for some reason, even though the signal looks good. As always, hoping you guys had a wonderful week, had a wonderful Thanksgiving, got to spend time with friends and family, and truly recognize the reason for the season, which is spending time with family. So
Amen.
I hope everybody got a chance to do that. How was your Thanksgiving, Marcus?
It was good. It was real quaint, real chill. I mean, we did our usual. We got there at 11, and I thought we were gonna leave a little bit earlier than we did, but I didn't mind the company. Um, but it was great. Missing a few side dishes. Didn't get any deviled eggs. Didn't get any, broccoli cheese, casserole, little things like that. But otherwise, the meal was fire. The turkey was juicy. I am not. I am not a ham liker, so the turkey is always going to reign supreme to me, especially on Thanksgiving. And the turkey this year was definitely fire yet again. Grandmother did her thing. It was juicy. There was plenty of white meat. The legs with the dark meat was great. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better turkey. The stuffing was great. It was nice. It was fluffy. Um, I, the great. I mean, everything was great. I didn't really.
Sorry, I need to reset it. It's
Also,
freezing up. Watch out. Slide out. Slide out. Slide out.
Rod, you're not muted. Also, I don't know how y'all stand, friends, but with the debate on homemade cranberry sauce versus canned cranberry sauce, it is always going to be team canned, always. I need the ridges. I like that consistency. No, nobody in their right mind should like soupy cranberry juice with a couple of lumpy cranberries in it. It just doesn't appeal to me. But also Cowboys won. Always a good time. Always a good time. Made for a great Thanksgiving. There was no arguing. There was no beef. Um, yeah, it was just overall a good Thursday. I mean, the weather was supreme. Wasn't any rain or anything like that, and it was a nice little crisp chill in the air. It was a good Thanksgiving, and just like what Rod was saying, I got to see my people, so that's all that mattered. Um, Birthday on Wednesday was great. Me and my mom went to our usual Mexican spot right outside downtown Dallas on our way home. And then Friday we went to the Symphony at Meyerson in Dallas. It was a great show. I mean, yeah, I couldn't ask for more to bring in year 37. I was telling Rod I had a lot of big goals for 37. Be more consistent as far as working out, be more consistent as far as grinding golf, not just saying I'm going to do it and then just going to play. I mean, actually putting in the hours to practice alongside the actual golf round. So I'm very excited to bring in year 37, and 2026 should be a very good year. But hopefully, Rod is back and better than ever now. Um, um,
Am I live? Can you hear me? Am I
you
super
are
choppy
here.
still and delayed?
You are here. I don't think you're delayed, but you are a little bit of choppy, but I think that's just the signal kicking in. So,
Okay.
but you're good though. Anyways, I have gone over my Thanksgiving. We are back
I, I did
online.
I did hear that you did not get the deviled eggs or broccoli rice casserole. That's sad.
Right. Very. I was very sad. I even individually reached out to that aunt and she was like, I didn't even make them for our family. So she said, you
Oh
ain't
damn.
missed nothing. I was like, okay, well, let me not be too mad, but I was definitely missing the deviled eggs.
I'm not gonna lie. I almost uh, uh, went to the store and whipped some up. So, if you're new
See?
to us, I am in Vietnam. Me and my family are in Vietnam. And so, yeah, I had a taste for some flavors of Thanksgiving. Not that I like, okay, so like I miss the family aspect 100%, right? Being around
Yeah.
y'all. But like after the day passed, I was like, oh, especially after I posted that little post about
The cranberry
cranberry sauce
sauce.
and dressing.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I was just a little bit of nostalgia, but we did not want to try to make some incredible effort to find some place that was serving uh, American style because you can always find something, but it's not going to be the same. So
Right. For sure.
anyway, let's get on to it. Speaking of food, I do want to something I forgot to put in the show notes. So I looked at my tabs on my browser. I do want to announce one thing. A man that became more known for his comments about Tiger Woods and eating fried chicken and collard greens or whatever they served. That's a quote. Um, at the Masters dinner than he did for his two majors. So, uh, Fuzzy Zeller, 6 feet under. Sometimes you do get known for the worst thing and worst moments in your life, and that was the case with him. Trying to be funny and just was racist.
Right.
So,
I just did not have a lot of remorse or sadness for Fuzzy Zeller passing. So, you know, maybe his family will be sad, but the overall crowd, I don't think we are missing anything with Fuzzy Zeller being away from us now. So such is life.
yeah, bring back shame where people don't say stuff like that or face the consequences for that.
Exactly.
Anyhow, pull up my notes. We got another big announcement. This week didn't have a lot of announcements. Nelly Korda out of nowhere. I wouldn't say from out of nowhere, as you noted in our text message thread. That is something that I'd said that Homegirl just hasn't been very focused the last year or two. Very divergent years that could couldn't be more opposite of each other. 7 wins last year, none this year. Just did not look great out on course. Even though the scoring average was better, scoring has to be conditional and be in line with the circumstances. And she just wasn't able to put together T3s, I think. But what do you think about the announcement? I know you have thoughts about the announcement. What are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
yeah, very sad. It just it popped out of the blue for us, but I mean, things like that have happened. She's approaching 30, very much family oriented. She talks about it a lot in her posts with Jessica and Sebastian. So, she was ready to move on with her life a little bit. Um, a lot of stability in her life, so that's probably another thing that she was looking for. So, you can't be mad at her. The Rock seemed pretty substantial, so dude must be well off. He must want to stay a little bit secluded because Or I mean, you know what? She probably still wants some type of privacy because she did not at my man's at all. Um, but yeah, congrats to her.
Yeah, but the internet does the internet does not rest though.
Oh, right. No, the sleuths have already probably emerged and
So
literally
her
identified who my man's is. Who is it?
my
Were you
guy
getting ready to say a
is
name?
Casey Gunderson. He
Okay.
Casey Gunderson. He is a graduate. Did you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
He is a kind of a finance bro, director of like business development at a company. So, Nelly Korda money though. I think probably still well compensated, but still not making the coin that Nelly does. But
Right.
yeah, he has been identified.
Okay. Okay. Congrats.
Yeah, but I hope now that it's been revealed, that takes a little bit of weight off of her shoulder, and able to play freer next year. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah.
the people around her knew who this man was and that he was showing up to events, but also like, hey, keep him out of pictures. Keep,
Right.
make sure the background is clear when you're. So anyway, like I said, we'll see how she plays. Um, she has a couple more tournaments the rest of this year. She is participating in the Grand Thorn and also in the PNC Championship with her dad, Peter.
Nice.
Um, any other comments there before we keep it moving?
Yeah. No. Just just relaying what you said. Retort what you said. Hopefully, now she goes forward in 2026 with a clear mind, and hopefully she gets back to her winning ways. And hopefully she lets the wedding planners do the wedding planning, and she focuses on the golf. But you already know how those things go. She's gonna be worried about her dress and worried about where it's gonna be at. It's probably gonna be something small, maybe a destination wedding out of the way, but hopefully she does it on one of those like breaks in between the weeks, or maybe it's sometime in 2027 out of the way. So hopefully 2026 is a year of golf and we go about it that way. But that is not our choice to make. So however Nelly wants to proceed, she's going to proceed, and we're not going to get in the way as two random Joe Blows just talking about golf on a week to week basis. Shout out to Andrew Myers for putting us in our place. Nobody really gives a damn what we
That's right.
think
Who's
about
our guy?
internet
He said
event.
nobody cares. Andrew Myers.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to that man, bro. Forever in our hearts, Andrew.
He, he's going to get a Hall of Fame post from us. And Andrew Myers.
For sure, bro.
That's right. All right, bro.
Anyway,
I am fully convinced that the new PGA Tour um, commissioner Brian Rolapp, the former exec with the NFL, is going to be the most powerful man in golf. I think
okay,
he's came out with statements just talking about that a reunification was very unlikely. Earlier in the week, we had Rory stating the unification doesn't look like it, and having up to this point are pretty much null and void. So unless something materially changes that will benefit the PGA Tour, he doesn't see it happening. And also just said that there will be some changes to the schedule going forward. I don't think we're going to see that this year because clearly it's the live fellows who still are kind of putting their schedule together. And so yeah, we have a matter to the PGA Tour going forward. Just said coming out swinging. What are your thoughts? You foresee for
Um, yeah, I mean, I think it's a good thing though. If they're not going to, it just seemed like it was on the writings on the wall, anyways, because you see all the steps that Live is going through to try and make themselves more official, so that they can be a standalone tour, and that's fine. I don't. I still don't. It's still going to be a while before they catch any traction, as we already know. But going to 72 holes, making everybody wear pants, as you said, the qualifications, the regulatory things, as far as it goes contractually. So, I think it's the good thing. I think it's a good thing. It just needs to really be, set in stone what's going to happen as far as people being allowed back onto the tour. I just think it needs to be clear and set in stone what's going to happen with that. So whether that be you need to pay the fines or however amount of times that they have set forth, again, this might be something that us as public doesn't need to know, and this might be something that the tour is going to negotiate with each individual player or with that tour, talking about the length that they need to sit out before they're allowed back. Who knows? But it shouldn't be anything more. It shouldn't be anything longer on the fence. You know what I'm saying? There shouldn't be any gray area about it. That's all I would. That's all I would ask. But you know, the way Rory's speaking and the way the big man up top is speaking for the new commish, it seems like they're trying to work towards that. So that I think that's going to be refreshing, and I think that's going to be good. And I think that's the direction that they need to move anyways. I think they need to let people know where they stand and what they need to do to get back in the good graces of the PGA Tour. And if they're going to do things in collaboration with them, then yeah, they'll set aside a few weeks, I guess, or let them have their own TV time. But who's really checking for the Fox Sports 2 or whatever channel that they're on now. So
right.
yeah, who knows?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, yeah, I think Jay Monahan really just wasn't very much of a leader for the group. And sometimes I think, that's the thing with leadership is you can occasionally you can be too close to the situation. And it seemed like, again, just he did not approach the early onslaught very to the players, right? So I think you could have taken some of the feedback from a crazy person like Phil Mickelson to us, taking it with a grain of salt and said, okay, we can make these changes or we can look at these adjustments that we can make to kind of head off that, your players getting poached and all the noise that came from it. Do I think the game of golf is still strong? Absolutely. Yeah, Liv has certain stars that I'm sure the PGA Tour would love to have. Bryson DeChambeau being at the top of that list, but you can continue to develop talent. There are a ton of talented golfers out there, and it's just about at this point storytelling and getting their names out there, seeing some consistent winners. We saw Ben Griffin ascend this year and win three tournaments. Can he, keep improving on that? Scotty so, I think the PGA Tour still got a locked and loaded, stable of players that are going to continue to push them forward and keep them at the top of the men's game. We still always say that the LPGA is fully ready to ascend. There's just a few things that they need to clean up.
Yeah, agree.
Let's see here. So that's really it. But I think that man, again, just listening to him talk, very confident. David Puig on the DP World
Puig.
Tour, Australia, playing in Queensland. I love that course. I think it's number Puig, whatever, Puig, I had to call him whatever. I'm always surprised when he's able to close it out. He's had quite a few tournaments where he's been close, but not able to close it out on DP World Tour, even on the tour. But this is his first, big boy tour win. It's by 2 strokes. Number 12 on that course is like a drivable par four. Love watching that hole every single year. Definitely one that makes a difference, whether you score and able to keep up with the strokes gained on that hole. But what'd you think of the tournament? I know it was probably perfect viewing window for you where you were at.
Oh, for sure. Came on live at 8:30. Played until about 12:31 every night. It was great. Started Wednesday night. It started Wednesday night for me and ended Saturday night. So I pretty much saw, almost all of it. Yeah, as I was texting you, like I said, I felt like Min Woo Lee had one of the better opportunities to challenge and contend for that. The putter just was not, cooperating with him. He missed a lot of putts. It wasn't even like they were on the edge, like they were, about a cup out. But I mean, always good pace. He definitely played the course, numerous times. But I just, Nick Vogue, he plays with Luke Kwan and them. He was out there. He made a nice little
Mm,
charge. Yeah, he's got a real nice game. He plays a lot of Asian tour events. He's Callaway through and through. I'm pretty sure was the last time like they went through his bag on there. No Tacoma stuff in his bag. He's with the big boy stuff. Um, he made a push. Mark Leishman had chances. He didn't really come through.
right.
Um, but yeah, I mean, no, David Puig played a really good final round. I think he ended up shooting like 4 or 5 under. Really came out strong to start, and then just held people off. Had some nice birdies on the back end to kind of like really strengthen the lead and get it to 4 at one point. So yeah, but just like what you said, the course is always really pure. They had a bunch of rain early in the week, so I think they had ball in hand maybe the first day, but then everything else was ball down. But the course looked primo. The greens look great. Their greens are a little bit slower. They're kind of like kind of similar to link style golf, where there's a lot of exposure to wind, so you can't have the greens too quick, but they were quick enough. They weren't bumpy. They were rolling true. So even a true, 10 or whatever is going to roll just as good as, like a Muni 12 or whatever that we get. But yeah, all in all, a good week. And then they're right back next week. They're in Melbourne for the second event of the DP World Tour season. And Rory's going to be there, plus a lot of the big boys from
Right.
the DP World Tour. So a lot of the Australian golfers and the golfers that came this week are just going over next week, plus Rory. I think the only real exchange is Marco Pinge is playing in South Africa instead of playing in Melbourne. Other than that, all the rest of the guys are, just going over to play
Out on the
in
sunshine.
Melbourne. Yeah, playing with the Sunshine Tour in South Africa. But they're going to get like 3 or 4 events in a row after the 2 Australian events. So I don't know why he felt the need to make that pushover so soon. But yeah, like the Ned Bank and all that stuff, that's coming up right away as
Hmm.
well. Oh, that's what he's playing. He's playing the Ned Bank, and then after that,
You,
it's
you
the
know,
Alfred Dunhill and the Mauritius. What's up?
I was going to say, you know, who should sit out the swing over to the next course is Cam Smith. Um, you know, the DP World Tour trying to push forward some goodwill and featured Cam Smith on their Instagram saying a heck of a first group off the first tee. The man ends up plus two, 112th in this tournament this past weekend.
Oh
The
yeah, I
the
mean he
fall
had it
off
on.
for that man's game has been precipitous.
No, I think he was under par for most of those the first round and a half, and then he was pressing to make the cut and ended up really shooting himself in the foot by pressing too hard. I don't think there's anything wrong with Cam Smith's game right now. I mean, plus he's a two-time winner at the event, so you can't just leave him out. He won it back to back years, and he looked damn good
Okay,
doing
but
it that time.
current game shows that that man.
They're gonna keep their country's
How good?
allegiance, bro. They're not
How
gonna
long
shut
ago
them
was
out.
that? That wasn't last year, was it? I mean,
It was 22.
I'm just saying the man's game is to me in rough shape. But he should ball. I don't know when it seems very much like that Dustin Johnson mentality. I got paid. My life is made in the shade. I'm gonna go fishing now. I'm gonna grow this mullet out as long as I want. And it then golf is, you know, I'm going through my contract obligations, but passion for the game just does not seem to be there.
I don't think Cam
That could
Smith's out
just
of
be
his 20s, bro.
me. I know, I know, but it's still. I don't think he is either.
Yeah, so don't give up on him
Maybe
yet.
29. Let's see. He's actually 32.
32.
Been around a while. All right. Let's keep it rolling. I did not, not that you're gonna know the name because I don't know the name, but the LET also got some pretty significant TV coverage this past weekend as well, which is good. I want to see as much golf on TV as we possibly can. I think it's kind of like a little bit of a primer and a warm up for what we're going to see with the LPGA, seeing the ladies play. I mean, again, just it's still competitive golf. I thought we were going to have another tie golfer win that one. I think she had the lead going into the final round, but had a rough +5 day on Sunday. But yeah, how much of the LET did you get to watch?
None. I don't think it was on TV. Not where I was.
It was. No, I watched it. Oh, really? Maybe it was the time frame because it was early morning for me. So that's interesting. Okay. I wonder if the um I'm watching a bootleg feed, a possibly illegal feed of the Golf Channel. So I don't know what the programming looked like elsewhere, but I got to see some LET.
Yeah, they just
So
replayed the
anyway, shout out to the
Australian golf
ladies. Um,
and did like the worldwide golf
Interesting.
stuff. I didn't really see the LET at all.
Hmm, interesting. Okay. Um, I have long been boycotting Amazon Prime, and I wasn't gonna pay for it or sign up for a trial just to watch the Skins game. Did you see any of that?
Didn't remember it being played. The only thing I was looking forward to was the match between Rory's gang and Scotty's gang on the 17th of December. Completely forgot that they were doing a skins game between
And
Keegan and Xander and Shane Lowry and Tommy Fleetwood or whoever.
yeah, yeah, those are the names. And I think that's probably that's to me partially the problem with segmenting golf out that way, where to air this event. that it wasn't promoted. Again, I'm not in the Amazon um, ecosystem at this point, right? So I'm in a place where Amazon is not the prime, and saw it. It was like I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw a post like, "Hey," and I mean it's middle of the night for me, so it's like, "Hey, we're teeing it up," and I kind of watched. So I was, did not play very well. I think he ended up getting his first birdie on number 14, so didn't play exactly the best golf, for a skins type of game. But the write up of the event said it was very nostalgic, just said that brought back a lot of the elements and throwbacks to, we weren't even fully immersed in golf at that point. We were 4 years away from, fully like catching the bug and journey of the skins game prior to it. You see clips here and there, when Golf Channel will pull those out. But I think, again, just I think there's a problem with the segmentation of golf where we're now splitting our attention. Occasionally, I think USA used to get some random events at different points of the year, mixed with Golf Channel, CBS, NBC, and now we got Amazon Prime in the mix. So, yeah. So I was curious if you had seen any of it or not.
Uh-uh. I did not.
So when is okay? You said the Rory Scotty Scheffler is on the 17th.
Yeah, from my memory, that's what it was supposed to be.
Let's see, where is it? So that one will be on Golf Channel. Like you are correct. December 17th.
Under
So
the
everyone will
lights.
get to see that one. Um, yeah, at Trump National in Jupiter, Florida. And it will also be aired on the USA Network as well. So we'll definitely be tuning into that one.
Okay.
All right. And then the last one is a Golf WRX. Just depending on how you think about it, can be the easiest to shop for the holidays, or I mean, if you try to really get into the nitty gritty and buy them something specific, can be really di- difficult. I actually think you're always good to buy a golfer a gift card from their favorite store for the holidays. What are your thoughts on
Yeah.
buying golfer specific stuff for Christmas or for their birthday?
Um, if it is a skilled golfer or somebody that has been playing golf for long enough to know what they need in their bag or what they need to update, then yes, you should buy something specific. Otherwise, gift card or cash or all the small little trinkets that that your spouse or BFF uses. I think, and that's the thing, like you can, casually in conversation, hey, I see you play golf, like what kind of gloves you use, and go off a piggyback off of that, get them some gloves, get them some golf balls. Still one of the funniest Christmas gifts we ever got was mom giving us some Slashinger Raw golf balls, Christmas 2013. Um, did she know anything about golf? No. Did we know enough about golf to know that those were not good golf balls?
Ooh.
Yes. But it's the thought that counts. But going forward,
Absolutely.
we knew to ask specifically for something if we were getting something from mom, or best to just have money in hand and let us, do what we need to do and go from there. But I think the best thing to do
That's
is all
crazy.
right. It's still hilarious thinking about it. I think the best thing to do though is to make sure that you are check in with the golfer first. Golfers are never gonna need to be surprised with golf gifts. If they are looking for something specific, they're gonna be fine with you asking them what you need. Hey, I'm looking at this swing trainer, or I'm looking for this practice aid. Could you get that for me? Yes, boom. And then nowadays, it's 2025. Yes, Christmas is still Christmas, but do I need to wait to get my gifts anymore? No. That stopped,
No,
for me a long time is for me it stopped a long time ago. I'll ask mom right now, hey, like, can we'll just call this a Christmas gift, but can I get this such and such? And she'll be like, yeah, sure, boom, boom, boom. Or, um,
yeah,
like, oh, one of my bigger gifts that I got, luckily me and our mom does a great job of spoiling us, and treating us still as sons. It was 2020 or 2021. It was the next year, but she got me a PlayStation 5, and that was my big gift. But it was well after, Christmas and my birthday and stuff like that. But that's also fine. Like, if it's something that
looks like
is
this will just
releasing,
cover the for the year.
right? If this is something that's releasing later, like for instance, like a wedge or a putter or something like that, that's it within your price range. You know what I'm saying? Because that's another thing. It's got to be within that price range. You don't want to make somebody spend $300, $400, and they're like, I don't even know what this is for. How am I going to spend this much money? And are you going to reciprocate? So make sure it's well within your bounds and it's within your people's bounds. And then, just accept the gift whenever you want to. But I am all for specific gifts or just gift cards or cash. I'm for it all. But you got to communicate, though. You can't just go out on a whim and be like, I
Yeah,
think they
I
need
think to
this.
me the ultimate gift. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think the only like ultimate gift thing, and then crazy something like that. That would be a crazy good gift. Especially if you have it and they can cover the rest for in your life. So yeah,
Yeah.
this delay and technical issues. I think I'm gonna figure out next week how to connect directly to my Wi-Fi. In terms of like cord it up, go old school, forget the Wi-Fi. We're gonna go straight to the router. Um, yeah, this is frustrating. It's on my end, it's frustrating. Marcus is doing an awesome job today. So shout out to Marcus for holding down the show. Um, but we'll be back. I'm gonna edit up this one and, and tighten up our spaces and gaps. That way we have a decent presentation up on the post show.
Yeah.
But we'll be back next week, still talking DP World Tour. In this slow time, we will have stories about soon about either him committing to playing the Champions Tour or setting a date for his return to the PGA Tour. I don't think we'll see him for the Hero World Challenge in December this year. When is that? Good God, I'm losing track. It's
The
been weird with the weeks.
the
Hero World
Hero World
Challenge.
Tour should be the 11th or something like that.
See, yes, you because
The
we were
4th
in the Bahamas. Oh, so
next week.
it's December
No, this
4th.
week.
It's this week,
Is this
December
week.
4th,
Oh,
4th through 7th. Because we were in and at least where I'm at right now, it's the first already. So,
yeah.
um,
Okay. So we'll have multiple
it's
events to
an
talk about.
interesting tournament. I got to absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I had the benefit last year of being in the Bahamas when this one was was played. Again,
Yeah,
just
you was
luck of the
close.
draw. We booked it. It happened to be the same week. Got to see it in person. It was a very, I think, more attended than I thought it would have been, to be honest with you, considering where it is. Yeah, absolutely. So
You were
anyway,
close, close.
check. We'll have plenty to talk about. Bro, I saw you like the post. Those forward irons, those things are sweet. But we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the equipment stuff coming out next week
Yeah.
as well. But yeah, we'll be back at it, and I'll fix my technical issues on my end. So I look forward to it. Bearded Rose Golf Show. I am Rod.
And now Marcus.